Hey everyone! Welcome back to Financial Futures. If you're a recipient of SNAP benefits, also known as food stamps or EBT, this video is for you. Today, we're talking about some surprising updates and findings related to emergency allotments that could mean anywhere from $95 to $250 per month for millions of people. Before we dive into the details, I want to remind you to smash that thumbs up button down below. It helps the channel a lot. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to stay informed about the latest financial updates that could impact you. It's 100% free, and by subscribing, you'll be joining a community that's always in the loop on critical money matters. Now let's get into it. Okay, first off, let's rewind to a couple of years ago when the government implemented emergency allotments for SNAP beneficiaries. Do you remember that? For a while, people were receiving hundreds of extra dollars every month on top of their regular SNAP benefits. In fact, most SNAP recipients got anywhere between $95 to $250 more per month. It was a huge help, especially as food prices were starting to soar. But then bam! The emergency allotments were suddenly cut off, and families were thrown back to their standard benefit amounts. Now, if you're anything like me and thousands of others out there, you probably remember how painful it was when those additional payments stopped. People were relying on those extra funds just to get by, and when they disappeared, many families were left struggling to make ends meet. The harsh reality is that when those emergency allotments ended, food insecurity shot through the roof. The number of households struggling to put food on the table spiked dramatically. And this wasn't just something I'm guessing about, there are reports that show it. People went from receiving hundreds of dollars more every month to suddenly receiving just a fraction of that, despite the cost of food rising even higher. It's no wonder so many families were hit hard. I've heard from many of you in the comments, sharing your stories about the struggle to stretch every dollar. Some of you have told me about eating just one meal a day, or sometimes even going a day or more without enough food. And why? Because food prices are sky high, and SNAP benefits just aren't keeping up with the cost of living. It's heartbreaking. Here's what we're seeing now in the data. During the period when emergency allotments were in place, food pantries and community services reported a much lower reliance from households. Once those allotments ended, people rushed back to food banks and pantries for help. It's clear when people had that extra $95 to $250, they were able to manage. They could buy what they needed without needing to ask for additional assistance. This isn't just speculation either. Studies are showing that the emergency allotments likely prevented a full-blown food crisis in America. Think about it, if those extra funds hadn't been distributed, we would have been looking at something even worse than what we're seeing now. So what exactly happened when these emergency allotments ended? It depended on which state you lived in. Some states ended their emergency benefits earlier, while others extended them longer. But for most of the country, these extra payments dried up by early 2023. When they ended, so did the temporary relief that helped millions stay afloat. Let's not forget the public health emergency declaration that was tied to these allotments. When the government ended that, they also ended a lot of the additional help people were receiving. Now, I know it's been a tough couple of years, and if you're feeling the pinch, you're not alone. Prices continue to rise, but for many people, their benefits stayed the same or worse, were reduced. Now, here's where things get even more frustrating. Food prices have been skyrocketing, but SNAP benefits haven't been able to keep pace. If you're a SNAP recipient, you probably noticed that on October 1, there was a small cost of living adjustment, COLA, to your benefits. And when I say small, I mean small. For a household of one, the maximum allotment increased by just $1. $1! Can you believe that? That's not going to cover the difference in food prices we've been seeing lately. Groceries have gone up by double digits in many areas, yet SNAP benefits aren't rising to meet the actual cost of living. It's no surprise that food insecurity is still a major issue all across the country. What I really like about the new reports coming out is that they clearly show how big of a difference these emergency allotments made. When people were getting the extra money, food insecurity went down. Now that those funds are gone, we can see just how bad the situation has become again. This contrast is hard to ignore, and it raises an important question: why aren't lawmakers doing more to help SNAP beneficiaries? It's almost like we're being ignored. Despite the data showing how crucial this assistance was, the government hasn't stepped in to provide a new solution. We can see the charts and statistics, and they paint a clear picture. Food insecurity was down during the emergency allotments, and now it's back up. So, where do we go from here? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like emergency allotments will be coming back anytime soon. But that doesn't mean we can't push for change. Stay informed, stay vocal, and make sure your elected officials know how important this issue is to you. In the meantime, keep doing what you can to stretch your benefits and seek out local resources like food pantries, community meal programs, and other support services that can help. We're all in this together, and I'll keep bringing you updates on any new developments as they happen. I hope this information was helpful to you. As always, I'm committed to keeping you informed about the financial news that impacts your daily life. If you found value in this video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. I really appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one.